I thought picking up a hitchhiker would be a kind gesture. Turns out he knew things about me that no one should. It was late, on a lonely stretch of highway deep in Nevada. The rain was coming down hard, just pounding the windshield like a drum, blurring everything outside. It was already past 11:30 at night, and the road just seemed to stretch endlessly into the darkness ahead. Now, I usually avoid picking up strangers, especially at night, but there he was. Thumb out, completely drenched and shivering under the dim, flickering light of a cracked street lamp. A little voice in my head screamed not to, but I pulled over anyway. He climbed into the passenger seat without saying a word, dripping water all over the floor mat. At first I figured he was just exhausted, maybe grateful to finally be out of the rain. But then he looked up at me and this deep unease started to creep in. His eyes, they weren't quite right. They were too calm to knowing, almost deliberate. "Thanks," he said. His voice was soft, even, and unnervingly calm for someone who was soaked through and freezing. Then he smiled, and that's when he said my name. "Jason," he said. I froze. My pulse skyrocketed. My mind started racing. How could he possibly know my name? I hadn't told a single soul I was driving this route, let alone my name. He kept talking, narrating these tiny details about my life I had never shared with anyone. My very first car, the exact lunch I ate last Tuesday, even the tattoo on my shoulder that I never showed to anyone. Everything he said was true. My hands were gripping the steering wheel so tight I thought I'd leave imprints. I tried to rationalize it. Maybe he'd seen me online somewhere. Maybe he knew someone I knew. Maybe it was all just a wild coincidence. But the highway was completely empty. No gas stations, no other cars, no towns nearby for miles and miles. As I kept driving, he began describing my current route in perfect detail. He told me about the curves I was about to take, the specific trees I would pass, even the exact speed I would slow down to before the next turn. My stomach just dropped. He knew this road just as well as I did. Then he said something that made my blood run cold. "I know exactly where you live." I almost swerved right off the road. My heart was thudding so violently in my chest I could feel it in my throat. I risked a glance at him, but he just sat there smiling, calm and deliberate. The rain pounding on the roof suddenly seemed louder than my own thoughts. I wanted to scream, but my voice was stuck. Then, a glimmer of hope. Headlights appeared in my rearview mirror. Another car. Or maybe it was just my imagination. Because when I blinked and looked back, the passenger seat was empty. No hitchhiker, no wet footprints on the mat, no evidence he had ever been there at all. Just the faint smell of rain and something else. Something metallic, almost coppery, lingering in the air. I slammed on the brakes, pulled over, trembling, my heart racing out of control. I searched every single inch of the car. Nothing. I wanted to call the police, but what would I even say? The hitchhiker knew my name, and then vanished into thin air. They'd think I was insane. The next day, I avoided that stretch of highway completely. But at night, whenever the rain hits the roof of my apartment, or the wind rattles the windows, I can still hear it. Soft voice, calling my name from nowhere, as if it traveled those empty roads of Nevada just to find me. Months later, I finally decided to drive that highway again. I had to know. Was it just a bad memory? A weird coincidence? Maybe just a dream? I was careful, watching the roadside, the dim lights, the occasional shadows dancing in my headlights. And then, at a bend in the road I knew all too well, I saw him, standing in the rain, thumb out, smiling, waiting. I didn't stop. I flirted, and I never will stop again. But sometimes when I'm driving late at night all alone, I swear I can see him just ahead. His eyes locked on mine through the rear-view mirror, reminding me that some strangers aren't strangers at all. Thanks for listening. Stay safe out there, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this.